Okay, so many Svarim say that the Shabbos after Simchas Torah, in Yiddish we say Noch Simchas Torah. Noch means after. It also means another. So the Svarim, the base of Rome, Slonim, and also Ram and Nachman say, that, and I think it's in other places too, that Shabbos after Simchas Torah is like another Simchas Torah. It's completely different, higher order. So, I guess we'll start with Rav Nosson very quickly. That there's one of the greatest things a Yid can do is to renew himself, to start fresh and new. Nosson actually brings the Medrash. The Medrash says Beraishis. Beraishis means Bishvil Rashis. For the Rashis. The Medrash says for the Rashis could be Chala, the Bechina it's called Chala, whatever that exactly is. The Bechina it's called other Rashis, the Trumas, different things, and it says for Yisrael it's called the Rashis. Nosson brings also that it says that there's a taich is for the new beginning. We're called the Rashis not only because we're the Rashis or the purpose of creation, but for the new beginning. That's what the whole world was created for. To just renew yourself, to just start over, to pick yourself up. And of course, as we all know, it says, Tzadik nefil sheva pam bekam, right? So the person that Tzadik falls 7 times and gets up, and of course, the footnote says, and this is brought in many places, this idea, but he just said it very nicely, is it's not, this doesn't mean that if the Tzadik falls 7 times, then he gets up. It means that the tzaddik's gonna fall 7 times. And 7 times doesn't mean, wow, I think after your bar mitzvah that first week, well, it's my 7th fall. I'm done. As long as I get up, I'm all right. So that's not how it works. The 7 is the 7 different aspects that every person has. The lower aspects, right, from chesed, gvura, tiferet, and zechod yisod, malchus. All of these bechinas, you have the bechin of the expansiveness, right? Bechin of ava. We have ava for Hashem or ava for who knows what. Bechin of gvura, of yira from Hashem. You forget about pachad from who knows what. Right, Tiferes is dveikus, where you're connected to good things, real emes, or emes that's not a good emes, not the way it should be emes. The emes is going to beat people up and make things bad and be negative, right? Netzach Yisod, Netzach, you want to take a victory, where your victory with the right type of thing to win through, help someone to be good, to overcome the Yitzhar, or the victory is going to be you get angry and go crazy, who knows what, right? And you have the same thing, Hod, the Bechin is called Hod, right? It's admitting. Do you want someone else to admit to you? Do you admit to things that aren't good to admit to and that you shouldn't be admitting? Oh, I'm a real loser, I'll never get it together. That's not a good code. You're admitting you're very shuffle, but it's an absula, it's not good. It's not good enough. A person's supposed to put himself down. And you saw it also, that person, he is connected in a very, very deep way. The foundational connection that what he does brings pairs, what he does creates things and makes things happen. So that also you can have this bechina of yisod of tanuk, bishmak tanuk, but you know the ruchni should make things. Or you can own gashmias. Let's say I love riding roller coasters. Okay, but it's not really not the tachlis. Mad Bali says that in the parasha, he says that the purpose of everything Hashem made, he said, is to build. Jewish people build the previous, right? What's really going on? He said, non-Jews, they're worshiping who knows what idols, all sorts of different things that are fake. It's a question. It could be that today less so, actually, because Nosson, according to the Raavad at least, is permitted for a non-Jew, and the same things Muslims also is permitted for a non-Jew. So if that's the case, it's not as bad. But he said, you see that for centuries and centuries and centuries, people were worshiping. He for sure goes with the Rambam, he for sure holds it's idolatry. He 100%, because he's very strong about it. But it doesn't mean that that's the halacha. It's not clear. The Rambam says one thing, the Rambam says another thing. The discussion, part of the way I was taught is that we hold like the Raavad, that it's not avodah zarah for a guy. I once saw some Sifri had a different dig, and then most somewhere a little more earlier. Yeah, it's a dig there, that maybe not. Well, actually, one way or the other. So you have this Indian of people worshiping idolatry. What are they here for? Why is Hashem tolerating them? He says, because that builds the klipa. That builds what protects the fruit. But eventually you get to the fruit and you throw it out, the klipa. So he also says, it says the goyim are going to turn to Hashem. It's not, Thursday out doesn't literally mean they're all going to, like, I don't know what. You know, every soul is eternal. As long as it has food for the journey. And that means doing even one sincere thing is enough. That doesn't mean you're Zochet T'chias HaMeisim. You know, resurrection is another story. But it does mean that the neshama isn't junked. If there's no good, then the neshama is junked. He said a Jew can't blow it. A guy could blow it. It's hard to see today in the Western world, at least, someone really being so devoted to religion, who knows what, that's negative and nonsense, that they're really not going to do anything good. Because most of the religions, be it Islam, be it Nosson, like they're promoting doing good things. So presumably these people are going to make it on some level. It's hard to find. You know, had to be real ancient idolaters. There's a Molech, they really blow it completely. But so that's what it comes down to. That we have to know we're building, and the main way to build is this chadshus, renewal. Just starting over this B'Shvil Yisrael. The Beraishis is for the Jewish people, for the races, for that new start. That new start is the purpose of everything. And Rashi says many places, right? This idea of Hashem gave it. It's as if we got it just now. This all new, it's all fresh. It's really what it comes down to. We just now starting over, never started before. You know, Nosson says beautiful thing. Or Nosson, I think. The best that we find is that, you know, every moment there's more chasadim, there's more kindnesses coming down, new kindnesses, better kindnesses. So if you didn't make it till now, start again, because now maybe it'll happen. Maybe now it'll happen. And that's the thing of the 7 times the tzaddik falls. Everyone falls in the 7 aspects. The tzaddik's the guy who gets himself back up. That's how the Footnote explains. You need to get yourself back up. That's what it comes down to. And you have to just start again and just get up and get up and get up a million times. And realize that is the purpose of creation. That new beginning, that renewal, that starting over when you fail in whatever way you can. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. That's how he explains. He says, "Shabar kim lasos." Like Hashem created to make. It's a very strange language. What does it mean, lasos? To make, to do. He's done. To do. But he created everything. Lasos. He says it's computing, my friend. Lasos means to do. We're here to do. That's what we're here for. That's our job. Do. It doesn't matter what you are. If you're an animal, if you're the sun, the moon, whatever it is, you're here for something. You have a purpose. If you can move, you're supposed to move and get things happening. Human beings supposed to do things. Like, that's what you're here for. You got a lasos. It's on a deeper level. Lasos means to affect the world of asiyah, world of action. But we're here lasos. We need to act, and the main first rule is this renewal. Renewal is the very first thing, very first thing, the biggest thing. We're not sorry. I can't live even one breath if it's not really totally new, not at all like ever before. She's like, I can't live. Beis Avram said every Shabbos. There's also breasts that we find this idea in I think Tanachos and Nachman, same thing. He said every Shabbos can't be like the last Shabbos. It's a new Shabbos. Totally different Shabbos. This is not the old Shabbos. This is a completely new, fresh Shabbos. So yes, the Shabbos after Simchas Torah is a new renewal, newest chadshus. I heard a beautiful voice from a friend of mine, Shlomo Maliach in Uman. He wrote that Eitz Chaim Bavur, really holding Reish Tak. And he said, why the 2 days of Rosh Hashanah, Dina Kasha, Dina Rafia? He said, because you need to know you're starting the year. He said, you did all these things yesterday, but now do it again. He's like, it's a chadshus. At the beginning of the year, you're starting. You do the same thing. Same shayfer. Same beauty. Do it all again. Very nice. Like it very nice. It's true. So now again, with a new Simchas Torah, a new awe, a new connection. Maybe we'll be Zocher B'ez Hashem. We'll see Yerot Tzaddik also talks similar. It's somewhat similar. He has his own things to say, very beautiful things. Why are we definitely Beraishis after Simchas Torah? We'll see. B'ez Hashem. But the first thing to be aware of, number one, absolute number one is renewal. I need to be new and fresh completely. I need to start all over. You start over, like, you know, in Breslov they would say, Kometz Aleph Ah. There were a few pshat on what that means. Pshat number one, I'm just starting like a second grader or first grader, like in God. Kometz Aleph is Ah. You put a kometz on the Aleph, it's Ah. That's pshat number one. Pshat number two, I don't really know anything. That's another pshat about some in terms of dealing with gaiva. The person like, I don't know better. No, I'm just in kindergarten. I'm supposed to know something. I don't know anything. I'm just trying. I'm ki'ilu davening, ki'ilu learning. I'm trying, doing what I can, but like, I'm not. What do I know? I don't know anything. Just totally starting again. And there was another third shot, but I can't remember it, I'm afraid. But actually, yeah, that's the real eitzah. Just keep trying, no matter what, and try to be renewed, try to be fresh, find a fresh, different way to do things. That's why Rishon Zalman would say you should try to find different forms to learn, because you have one person's viewpoint, another God's viewpoint, another gives you different perspectives, different ways of seeing the world and seeing life, and everything changes. Things change. Totally different thing. That's what he said. So the Merdika is Chachus. That's the idea of Rosh Chodesh. We have Rosh Chodesh next week. This idea of Rosh Chodesh is a big Chiddush. Like the Chodesh in general means from Chiddush. Like the Gemara says, and the Maggid says. There's a lot of places this idea. But Chiddush is from Mischad, maybe it's a Zoro, I don't remember. But actually, yeah, they have to be renewed. We have to totally start again. Because we only feel locked in. I'm not really locked in. I'm not actually locked in. It all has to do with how I perceive myself and how I perceive the world. Because if I think I can do something, very often you can do it. Just a matter of keep on trying, keep on yearning, keep on waiting and hoping and yearning and wanting. And eventually you'll be Zocher. You're going to make it. You just need to hold on. And realize I'm building a Pneumius. Every good thing I do, Pneumius. That's very Nachman said. What's going to last in the next world? Shiftless. Person knows where he really is, knows the greatness of Hashem. That's what's going to be real. That's the reality. That's who I really am. That's what I really am. So the first thing of shiftless is this realization that yesterday I see all the negative and all the minus, and I'm like able to say, okay, I'll just start again. I'll begin again. Like there's a lot of humility in that. Like if Nosson says, it's a person he doesn't want to start again because of gaiva. He says, how is it proper for me to blow it and then start again? See, that's imperfect. In Spain, they wouldn't like that at all. They would laugh me out of town. It's like, who cares about Spain? You're not in Spain. Who cares? And that's really what it comes down to. You can knock in the opposite way, like the Tom. Say, wow, amazing, this is beautiful. I'm making a couple of cents, and it's hard work, and okay. Did it, got something happening. That's the way of tzlacha. And that's how you make the highest places. Just simple. Be simple, do whatever you can, however you can, and keep working, and keep yearning, keep trying. Actually, I'm going to give it to you in matana. We want a matana. We want this free gift. Every little thing we do is so precious. We don't realize it, but every little thing is so precious, it's so important, it's so difficult in this world. That's where Nachman says every little drop of avoda you do is like thousands and endless avodas, years of avoda from a malach. Because the malach has no bechira. Who cares? You have bechira, you're bocher, you're choosing. It's an incredible thing. Nachman says that there's going to be a time when someone will wash their hands, will be a chiddush like the Baal Shem Tov. I don't think he means literally mamish. It's like he says kamoni mamish. You could be exactly like me, except you can't. But okay, whatever. He means whatever he means. Get a spark of the neshama, right, of the tzaddik ibur, whatever it is, and you get changes you completely. But you can really, it's an amazing thing. I say, wow, I'm washing my hands, Baruch Hashem. Every bracha, every good thing, it's forever. Why not do it the right way? Why not do it with a geshmag, with a connection? Why not really be how I'm supposed to be? Why not? What do I have to lose? Adrabah ba'adrabah. And this time, Sukkot very much is this Indian of actualization. This is our time of actualization. That but Pashtus is an Indian of Atzira, right? Atzira. It's an Indian of Atzira, of stopping, halting. Right? We're halting. Now we have to stop what was until now, bad patterns. Stop everything. This ibor that happens. There's this embryo now, this impregnation of our ability to actualize. And Shri Yisrael Pesach is when it gives birth. So that he says, comes out, this whole wondrous Torah, whatever this sort of cogniz, whatever that even means. I don't even say, don't get delve into this, so we won't. We don't understand what he says. So, one way or the other way, like, we want to be zocha to overcome all these problems, to overcome it, to change it. I love this beautiful move of Shemish, I think it is. He said, we find this, we're not up to this now, but Pesach is godless and Katniss, godless Rishon, right? Godless Rishon, Godless Sheni. So he says the first level of Katniss and godless it's external. So when you're dealing with a child, you have to show them something out, something that stands out. That's gonna like grab them and like, oh, a good davening. I don't know, people are learning, something, something. You get it, hakel. Oh, gather everyone together. Because we will read. Oh, on the middle, unbelievable. The middle will read, right? Whatever, extra, yeah, right? Very good. But like a big gathering, There's a says that there's a bechin of hakel. No, not on the other way. There's a whole. I forgot. There's a whole. There's an Indian of hakel. I forgot what it was. I don't remember. But actually, you have this whole situation. Wow, you do, and then, it's that's how you talk to a child. That's called the bechina. That's called katnis. But if there's a godless, where a person inside, there's an internal something that's happening, that's changing. I spoke to someone over Yom Tov, and he said he saw a little. Because I always tell people, Nari. He saw a little Ari on Rosh Hashanah, and it was a Sefer. And I explained it to Piavoda, he said, just having seen the Ari even a little bit, he said, it wasn't even that much time, did something totally different for Yom Tov, completely connected him to Kedusha in a way he never would have expected. Changed something, changed him. He's like, I can't even explain it. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. Something changes. We want to be changed. We want to be transformed. And again, the first rule of the Ari is the tremendous simcha of knowing that every second Hashem is totally renewing the whole creation, everything. Everything's renewed, everything's fresh, everything's new. And I always tell the story of Shach, I don't know if I'm going to do it this time. Yeah, it could be. Okay, so the story of Rav Shach. Rav Shach one time went to the Kotel to daven with someone, and when he left, he went with someone from the students. So he said, "You know what I davened?" I said, "Hashem, you're renewing the creation at all times. So just renew that he should be well. What's the problem? Like just no problem. Yeah, be well. That well. It's all one bechina. It's like this like this new renewal. Everything's totally new, totally, completely new." Completely new. We don't remember. We're trying now. We remember at least this second. Everything's new. It's not the same as last second. Not the same as a minute ago. And again, our job is this of lassos. Everything we're here to do to make things happen. And get to this place of Beraishis, of being, right? You want to connect to the higher bechinas, right? The Beraishis, chachma, whatever these things mean. Beraishis, chachma, right? The first rule is total renewal. Total renewal. That's how you get to a real bittul. Totally renewal, and that's what the Shemini Rav writes. He says, Nosson says that tshuva takes a long time. You have to try again and again and again to do one good tshuva. You're not going to talk that tshuva on tshuva. Yeah, very nice, but that one real tshuva takes a while. One real tshuva takes a while. So he says, yeah, but the tshuva says the same thing as bittul. You have to keep trying to find till you finally get a real bittul. You bring down the Torah. That's a lot what the simple Torah is about. We had a bittul. Right, that's what Rav Nosson says on the Yom Noraim, right on Rosh Hashanah Kippur. We nullify ourselves to Hashem. And Sukkot is the expression of the coming back down, and it culminates in Simchas Torah because you have to have at least a connection to the Torah now. Bring back from the bittul to actualize. That's how he explains. All of these inyanim have a lot to do with his chadshus, like total, complete renewal. We keep singing Hoshana, Hoshana every day. Hoshana, Hoshana. We keep asking Hoshana, 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 Hoshana. That's really what it is. We need to stop the bad patterns and start actualizing in a totally different level, different way. There's a new year, totally new situation. What was till now doesn't have to do with what's now. Everything didn't work until now. It can work. It can go. Whatever you want, whatever you're looking for, whatever you want, you can have it. If your machshava is connection to Hashem, anything you want. Torah, your shas, whatever you want to do, whatever it is. Now is the time for it to work. Now is the time for it to happen. Hashem shall be zoche to be new and fresh completely every instant of every day, in whatever way we can.